here he comes again.
That's exactly how we get trained in animals, do the same thing. What we want to do is a hand signal. We hold out our hand.
Oh, he's going to do it
now. In order to get to there, again, first we touch the animals, our hands to the animal's head, that's a target. Sometimes we can use target pulls if they're a little bit farther away. And then we give a bridge. The bridge can be many things. With most, a lot of animals that can hear us, like a sea lion or a dog, it's the word, it's a verbal cue, such as okay. Why in okay? Basically, why is it called a bridge?
There's two others.
Why would the word okay be a bridge? What does that word mean? A bridge is something that connects from when an animal does their behavior correctly to when they can get the reward. If we're gonna have a killer whale jump, we bridge them right when they're at their highest point. If we waited until they came over after to us to give them a reward, then they're going to go ahead and think that they're getting a reward for coming to us and not jumping. So that's why it's very important, if you're a trainer, to know exactly when to bridge an animal. Exactly when the animal does their behavior. The split second, you have to bridge them. What's the bridge to the killer whale? Do we say okay?
Whistle.
A whistle. Very good. The killer whales cannot hear our voice. It's a very low grumble, and they can't distinguish anything from it. So we use a dog whistle. It's a very high frequency. So what we would do first is blow the whistle, give them food. Blow the whistle, give them food. And the animal's going to understand, every time they hear the whistle, they're going to get food. With their sea lions, it can be the word okay, because that way it just sounds like they're talking. It blends in when you see the show. They can also pat them on the chest real quick, or even pat the wall. And those are different bridges, so the animal knows when he hears or sees that, that means he's done the behavior correctly. Then he can get the reward. Now notice when I held my hand out, and Nelson just kind of stood at me, he didn't know what he wanted me to do, and then I held it out, and then he came up to me. I didn't punish him. If we punish an animal, but there's a number of reasons. One, that's cruel. Two, the animal is going to not want to do anything with us, or the animal could harm us. So we'll go ahead and I just refocus. I held my hand out longer, and that way I could have them do the simple behavior before the complex behavior. And the complex behavior didn't really kind of go out too well, and that's because you guys are distracted. So because of distractions, you have to do that with animals too. You realize that sometimes they're going to have people around when they're being trained, so they start off training in a back area that's very quiet, and then they actually train the animals for distractions. They can splash the water, have screaming, so that the animals will be able to understand when a lot of different things are going on, and they'll still be able to be collected. Okay, so I need another volunteer. Right here in the way. Okay, what's your name? Sean. Sean. We're training Sean to do something a little bit harder, not very harder.
Look what George.
Okay.
He was splashing us earlier.
Okay. Come on, George.
If any questions, just let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you. Come on, George, you come.
Okay. Everyone give a big round of applause. Okay.
Good. You see Shamil? There he is.
Okay.
Is he beautiful? There he is, George.
Okay.
Come on.
Yummo.
That's right. Is he beautiful, George?
Okay.
Look at you just walk your by. Not a stalker.
Okay, and we have a big round of applause.
Yay!
Now what I wanted him to do was to do this signal and then have him jump. So what I would do is I would first just hold my hand above his head and hold it up higher so that he would jump. And then what I wanted to do is I started pairing this signal and then have him jump up. And then if he didn't understand it again, we got very limited time. Do you think the whales can understand that on the first day?
Look at those, George. It's Shamil.
You know what I could do before we did that?
Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Oh.
Yes, they don't go all the way up there. They stick their head up. That's called spy hopping. They stick their head up and then spin so they can see. So we can actually train them to leap entirely out of the water because they naturally will leap forward and they'll naturally jump up a little bit. So we can compare that
George, come on.
You guys notice that sometimes I didn't
Look, he's
bridge
saying,
it.
no, he's
After the
not.
first jump, I would do a second one. That's how we can get animals to do multiple jumps.
Beautiful.
You can give them the